2 months of talks.
KTN News.
Now, gender-based violence cases recorded between the month of January and June 2020 increased by 92% compared to the previous year, 2019. During the same period, most recent cases of gender-based violence cases were reported in the county of Kiambu, where 2 men separately killed their lovers. Psychologists attribute this to mental instability, poor parenting, poverty that leads to anger, and a sudden longer time of staying together as opposed to the past. Alano Chanda paints the grim statistics.
From Catherine Nyokafi being murdered by her lover Evans Karani to Velvin Kinyanjui losing her life allegedly in the hands of her lover Anthony Njenga, Hudson Wakise, a GSU officer, taking the life of his wife Pauline Wakasa, a police officer too, and many more that go unreported, have lifted the lid on the otherwise ignored time bomb that is mental instability, especially during this COVID-19 period. Statistics from the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, and the National Crime Research Center paint a worrying trend. According to the findings, a total of 2,032 cases of domestic abuse were reported in the first half of 2020, compared to 1,057 in a similar period in 2019, a 92% increase. Of the total number of cases reported in the 6-month period, 81% were husbands beating their wives, while 19.8% were related to women battering their husbands. 59% of female murder victims in 2020 were stabbed, hacked or dismembered, 20% were strangled, 14% were hit by blunt objects, and 7% were shot. Additionally, 14% of all murdered victims were raped. Between the month of January and December of 2020, a total of 5,009 gender-based violence cases were recorded through the national GBV toll-free helpline of 1195, indicating an increase of 1,411, or 36% from the previous year. The counties of Kakamega, Kisumu, Nakuru, and Nairobi still recording high cases.
There is a correlation between COVID-19 pandemic crisis in the last 1 year and the number of cases of gender-based violence. Therefore, noting that the topic is very, very complex, and we know only 20% of the cases are reported.
Murders arising from marriages during the COVID pandemic, according to psychologists, may be blamed on a number of issues, including poverty and alcoholism. Besides, the sudden but longer time spent together, especially for couples that have been living apart, this could trigger misunderstandings and, if not addressed, could lead to erratic decisions with deadly consequences.
You realize that the structures for other elements of health, like say like nutrition, like medical health, medical part of it, is well strengthened. The gynecological part of it, or reproductive health, well strengthened. But the issue of the mental health has been neglected for a long time. So there is a need to scale up counseling. We should have counseling units everywhere, all the way to their warranty levels.
The children are growing up in school. They went to boarding school when they were toddlers, put it that way, not maybe from the age of 7. They have been in boarding school throughout their life. So the only people they know as parents are the dormitory leaders or who are taking them around, and their teachers, not their families.
With the almost dysfunctional family units and some parents abdicating their duties, children may also pick up the behaviors, and this, according to Patrick Mutembei, the chief psychologist of Meru County, must be addressed on time. Alano Chanda, KTN News.
Right, let's take a short commercial break here on Crossfire. When we get back,